Hello everyone and welcome to Ira Tutorials. This is Aarti Naik and today I am going to teach you one of the important grammar topic. That means in this video we are going to see the use of although conjunction. Although conjunction is many of the time it is used that it is asked in the question that begin your sentence with although or use although in the given sentence. So how to use it, let us see. So, although is a conjunction that is often used to show a contrast. That means although is used to show a contrast. But sometimes it can be difficult to know when to use it in a sentence. There are a few simple rules to keep in mind when you are constructing a sentence that include although. By striking with the basic format and avoiding common mistake, you can start using although in your everyday conversation and in writing. So by learning this rule, you can easily begin your sentence with although, or you will come to know how to use although in the sentence. So let us see. Identify the contrast you want to communicate. Okay, so in sentence which things are there, which contrast things are there, that you have to identify. Although is similar to despite and in spite of also. So in place of although, despite and in spite of also can be used in the sentence. Okay, which is when two things are at odd. That means two things are together but they are odd. If you want to show a contrast, then you may want to use although in your sentence. Now here some examples are given. I ate the whole sandwich although it tasted terrible. Okay, that means taste was terrible, but then also I ate it. My dog is friendly although he barks loudly. That means though he is friendly but he barks loudly. Although Gloria studied, she still failed. That means after doing study also she failed. That is contrast. Okay. So remember that a contrast is when you want to show that two things are different. Whereas a comparison is when you want to show how two things are similar. Don't use although to compare the things. Okay. Although is used to differentiate the thing. Okay, that thing you have to keep in mind. Now position although at the beginning or middle of the sentence. So when it is at the beginning, let us see. Although may start a sentence or show up in the middle of the sentence as a conjunction. As it is conjunction, it can be used at the beginning of the sentence also, it can be used in middle of the sentence also. It cannot end a sentence. That means although never comes at the end of the sentence. Make sure that you are using although as your first word of the sentence or after a comma in the middle of a sentence. Some examples are include although Tammy was tired, she continued to study. Now see, although Tammy was tired, that is the first thing. Though she was tired, but she worked hard. I love pizza, although it gives me heartburn. Although, now here although is used in the middle of the sentence. That means if the first condition, first difference is in the first part of the sentence, so although can be used in the second part of the sentence. Or you can show the first contrast with although in first part of the sentence also. Although my family drives me crazy, I couldn't live without them. We dance all night, although that means after the when first sentence is complete, at that time after comma although is used. Okay, or comma is differentiating two different sentences. Differentiation in the sentence. Place the noun or subject after although. When writing a sentence that include although, always place a subject after although. The subject may be noun, which is a person, place or thing, or a pronoun which takes the place of a noun such as he, she, we, it or they. For example, Although the beach was crowded, we still had a lovely day. Okay? In the sentences, I ate the whole sandwich although it tasted terrible, the pronoun it stands for the sandwiches in the second half of the sentence. Now follow the subject or noun with the verb to describe the action. For example, now here, after you place the subject of the sentence, include verb that describes subject's action. The verb goes right after the noun. For example, my dog is friendly although he barks loudly. Okay. So here, after you place the subject of the sentence, so subject is dog. My dog is the subject, is friendly although he barks loudly. Now in sentence, although I studied, I still failed. The verb that followed the subject is studied. Now add qualifiers to enhance the adjectives to enhance the contrast. Now how to add qualifier, let us see. Once you have established a basic sentence uh, that that features a subject and verb after although, you can incorporate adjectives and qualifiers. So let us see with the example, although Gloria studied, she still failed. Okay. So here you have changed the format. She still failed. You could say, although Gloria studied daily, she still failed the maths test. So here you can add adjective and add qualifier. Okay. That means she is failed in particular which test? Maths test. And quantity, here you are showing that what was the amount of his study, that means daily she used to do. Now instead of I ate the whole sandwich although it tasted terrible, you might say I quickly ate the whole sandwich although it tasted like a rotten eggs. That means you can add adjectives and qualifier in your sentences. Now which common mistake we are doing while using although? Let us see. Use although when you want to sound more formal. Okay. Although appears frequently in English, but it works the same as other contrasting conjunctions, though, despite and in spite of. If you want sound slightly more formal, then using although may be a good choice. And always remember, although is used to differentiate the thing. That means not comparing the thing, okay, to differentiate the things. So always use although to differentiate the things. Don't always use although interchangeably with though. Now though and although are different. Don't use in place of though although. Although and though can be used in some of the same instant, but though also work as an adverb and although is a conjunction. Since although can only be used as a conjunction, you can't use it all the same ways, same situation that you can use though. For example, you could not swap although for though in the sentence. Yesterday, though the malls was busy, in this instant, though is an adverb rather than a conjunction. Placing although in the sentence would not work because the sentence doesn't need any conjunction. There is no difference. It is a simple statement. No differentiation is there. No two sentences are compared. If two sentences are not there, there is no need of conjunction. Likewise, you cannot replace though with although in the sentence. Now, though and although are two different things. Although is a conjunction and though is a adverb. So you cannot replace them at on any condition with each other. They are separately used according to need. Though is used where adverb is needed in the sentence, and although is used when two sentences are there and you want to connect those sentences for with the help of conjunction. Okay. So always keep difference in though and although. Avoid using although in place of however. If however is given in place of however, although cannot be used. This word have similar meaning, but they are not always the same in how you can use them. So don't use them interchangeably. However can function as a adverb as a conjunction, so sometimes it can take the place of although or vice versa, but not always. So exception can be there. In place of although you can use however, but it is not applicable all the time. You have to be careful about its use. For example, a sentence that reads, although she was busy, she still made time for lunch, would not work with however in place of although. Okay. A sentence that reads, however, there was no need for the second opinion, should not work with the although in place of since using although, because here it is although however is used as a adverb, not conjunction. Okay. Now, one tip is there for you. However, can begin a sentence or it may come in the middle of a compound sentence after semicolon. Always follow however with a comma no matter where it appears. Although may begin or divide a sentence into two parts but doesn't require comma after it. That means after although never put any comma. After that first sentence, completion of first sentence, you can put comma only before it if it's in the middle of the sentence. When you are using although in the middle of the sentence, at that time only you can put comma. So this is all about the use of although conjunction. I hope that everyone might have understood it. If you have any difficulty, do write in comment box, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.